Mike Johnson is 0 for 5 here today. So both teams struggling offensively. The difference has been that man, Ricky Blake. His touchdown bolt put San Antonio ahead 7-3.
I'll tell you this, there are 4 or 5 different pro scouts here to watch Ricky Blake run the football, because, you know, they couldn't watch him in college. He played a little in Canada, and here he is, and I think he knows this, and he wants to earn the right to play in the National Football League by running well today.
250-pound running back.
345.
Ironhead Haywood. That's who you can compare him with in size.
345. Set.
3 receivers out to Johnson's right. He rolls in that direction. Now in trouble, he'll cut back and be hammered at the 14 by Tyrone Jones.
What makes it hard to pass protect sometimes are these large splits they're using in the offensive line. Now you'll see as they set up to sprint out now, see, that gives that defensive lineman there a lot of room, Desmond Royal, to get outside that offensive guard. I'd tighten those splits down on those passing downs.
Kent Sullivan standing in the San Antonio end zone.
Yeah, coach.
Shelton has to step back, and he does at the 43.
He's got a shot.
Midfield looking for an alley, and there's a penalty flag down. He's out of bounds at the 40-yard line, but a penalty marker came flying.
Shelton's the leading scorer on the team, and he's a defensive back. A punt return for a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and a pass interception return for a touchdown. I hope they give him offensive pay as well.
Come on, let's go, man. They do penalties too.
So it's going to be marched off against Montreal. The penalty was on the return. Let's see if number 30 here makes an illegal block. Charles.
Here he is, Shelton, number 42. Saw a block right there. We saw it. Probably was.
Yeah,
Henry Charles, number 30, getting blocked from behind.
So Montreal will have the ball from the 37-yard line.
Or call this number for more information.
Got him. Got him. Need him? I got 6 all-pro running backs.
You want me to trade the Raiders linebackers? No problem.
Collect Pro Set football cards with your favorite stars in action and get a Pro Set World League card in every pack, plus a chance to win free official NFL memorabilia.
That first kid, you think you'll trade Warren Moon?
Only from Pro Set, America's #1 football card.
Awesome.
The Birmingham Fire try to nail down a playoff spot when they travel to Raleigh-Durham. It's the season finale of the World League, Saturday on ABC Sports.
San Antonio, Texas, and football fans were happy here to learn that the Houston Oilers have moved their training base into San Antonio. They're going to play a couple of preseason games when the Dome Stadium gets completed. They're going to try to win the hearts and minds of folks here in San Antonio who for a long time have been Dallas Cowboy fans. Now Michael Proctor of the Montreal Machine going back to work. Trying to get away from the pressure, throws complete to Dunn and out of bounds at midfield for a first down. Maybe that's what they have to do, is move that pocket.
Plus, they shifted the tight end, K.D. Dunn, from one side of the formation to the other, and the strong safety didn't shift over with him. Therefore, they were short one man on this side of the defense.
Coach Dussault, before the game, was trying to rally the troops out there on the field during calisthenics, and he walked up and he said, "Come on, men, we must start early. I'm running out of halftime speeches." I think he got back, the defensive player. That's Ricky Johnson behind the right side of the line. It's a little warm right here in San Antonio, and down we go to Mark Jones. Mark?
Well, Brent, Dick, warm isn't the word. I don't want to say it's hot down here, but it is, well, about 120 degrees here at field level. I was speaking with some of the Montreal Machine players. They say that they definitely are feeling the heat, not just from San Antonio. You couple that with their long journey here from Montreal, and it could add up to fatigue in the late going.
The hottest foot on the field, though, belongs to quarterback Michael Proctor. He's had it stepped on twice by the center Dan Graham here, the early guard. 2nd down and 5 for Proctor. Pulls out cleanly this time and fires for a first down. There he caught the cornerback one-on-one. That was Calvin Nicholson on Gary Cooper that time, and went to work on him.
If they just give the young man time to throw the football, he throws it pretty well, but they just haven't been doing that. Now you'll see one-on-one, he's getting no help, no underneath coverage. Calvin Nicholson drives on the ball properly. Hey, that's good coverage. Give him those kinds. Just don't let him go by you.
Cooper off to Proctor's right, Cador to his left, and now Dunn brings the power of the formation over to the left side.
Good block.
I should check that. That's Harris, who had replaced Johnson, and a fine tackle by Tim Walton, number 57.
He's been active in
that would have been a big gain.
You what? Because Sargent, number 47, got a real good kick-out block, and there was a hole up inside. But as you said, Timmy Walton filled it.
Darrell Harris in for that play, and now Ricky Johnson replaces him in the backfield. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. They're going to come again. Proctor steps away from the first man, but hammered down at the 49. Mark Ledbetter cleaning up there, number 94. Tim Walton got to him first, but you could see that coming.
They don't have a clue as to how to pick up all these stunts. They really don't. And they might as well just keep blitzing and stunting. You'll see to the left side of your screen, there are more rushers coming in there than they have protectors. There's Walton. He was one of the linebackers coming. He gets off him. He's big and strong. Here comes the other guy, and he'll be there all day too, Mark Ledbetter.
Ledbetter, perhaps the best defensive player on this San Antonio team. Now needing 20-some yards for a first down. But is tight end for the first down. Inside the 20-yard line, K.D. Dunn.
See, it can't be done any better than that. Give him time and let him throw the football. They've got to be sounder in their protection. Now, it's easy to say that up here, but sometimes you question how much time teams spend on the tough problems in pass protection. Boy, that was well done.
Fine 30-yard gain on 3rd and 21. Giving Montreal a 1st and 10 inside the San Antonio 20. The biggest play of the game so far. Except perhaps for Blake's touchdown run. Proctor again with time on the roll, and he throws to the fullback. And now Sargent steps out of bounds inside the 15.
You know, and you notice what they did with him on that first down pass. They didn't drop him back in play action. They brought him outside in play action. So if they're going to rush those linebackers inside, at least they're going to have to chase him from the inside out.
Dick, he looks a lot more confident as a quarterback than he did in the first half last week against Raleigh-Durham.
He does. You know, and he shows great poise. You know, if you just imagine how many times he's been hit as a quarterback back there and still show that poise. Hey, that's good. That's good.
Well, the Riders are back on their heels, and they call a defensive timeout.
Spreading the news.
K.D. Dunn, 5 catches for 88 yards, Dick.
Well, you'll see K.D. Dunn, the tight end right here, got off the line of scrimmage clean. The linebackers got to hold him up better, and he came underneath the safety. You'll see this as he comes off. See that? 3rd and long, and he converts. Nice throw right on the money.
Now it is 2nd and 4 for Montreal. Johnson steps away from a tackler and makes his way to the 9-yard line for a first down. Greg Ross getting him first. One of the impressive things about Johnson so far as a runner is that he has been able to step away from the first defensive player.
He's done that a number of times already. Yeah, good balance, good strength in the legs.
Let me correct that. I called that a first down, and they've got about a yard to go on this. So this is going to be 3rd and 1. They're down here where they can use 2 downs to get the first down if they want to. In a very tight formation, using Johnson, and this time he gets it. So it'll be 1st and goal for Montreal.
Come on, put it in there. Put it in there.
I write 28 Tom. I write 28 Tom.
I write 28 Tom. He's going to give the ball to the tailback to the right out of the I formation.
I write 28 Tom on 1.
Tom could mean tackle pull.
Here's the toss, and it's Johnson to the right. Short of the 5-yard line. Walton was there along with Greg Lee, 29. Tim Walton, number 57, is playing a fine game defensively. We hit the 2-minute warning in San Antonio.
You see Johnson right here taking the ball deep. He gets underneath the kick-out block by Sargent, heads for the end zone. Good linebacker play, puts him down.
We'll take a break. Dick, what do you think that Coach Dussault wants done here?
I think he wants to try to run a comeback pattern to a wide receiver, and listening to the communication during commercial, he wants to throw to his ex-receiver, which is normally your weak side receiver. It'd be to the left side here. That'd be Gary Cooper on a push him deep and come back.
Fakes a toss. Proctor can run in. He can walk in for the touchdown.
Ooh.
Boy, he made it tougher than it was.
Yes.
If he had put it away and taken off immediately, it was open. He got the touchdown, a 7-yard run, and Montreal regains the lead.
You'll see this is a naked play, meaning that he's coming out there without any protectors. He had the receiver go deep in the end zone and come back. He has option runner pass. Again, defensive discipline broken there. There should be somebody in his face. He has option runner pass. He goes ahead and runs. No one's there. He actually made it a little tougher than it had to be. He just wanted to hit somebody.
And so Kennedy Wilson was in his way, and he hit him. And Bjorn Nitmo adds the extra point. And now Montreal leads San Antonio 10-7. Again, the significance, only 2 weeks left in the World League. Both Montreal and San Antonio are tied in their respective divisions, but they would lose the first tiebreaker if they wind up tied. Montreal is in a deadlock with New York, New Jersey, but they were beaten earlier by the Knights. And San Antonio in a tie with Birmingham, but they lost to Birmingham a few weeks ago. So in effect, New York, New Jersey holds a lead in this division, and they await tomorrow night's meeting against Birmingham. Orlando not yet out of it, but for them to have a chance, the Knights would have to lose the rest of the way. Orlando plays next week up in Montreal. As far as the West is concerned, Sacramento was eliminated last night. Birmingham and San Antonio tied, and as I mentioned, New York, New Jersey plays in Alabama tomorrow. So at halftime, we'll show you the highlights of a very impressive win by London. They are really the finest all-around football team in the World League. And then we'll get Dick Vermeil's feelings about who might wind up in the World Bowl on June 9th in Wembley Stadium. I guess it's only fair that because of stadium usage on June 2nd that London will have to come to the United States for their first round playoff game. Maybe that'll equalize it a little bit. We'll have to wait and see, but they do look good.
Oh, they do. They're very well coached. And Larry Kennan and Ray Wilsey, the two coaches, have just done a great job.
Ball on the tee now. Under Johnson awaits Nitmo's kick. Keeping it low against that wind. Takes a bounce to the 15-yard line. Picked up by Elliott Searcy. And down he comes at the 25. A scoring drive for Montreal. And remember, it featured that 3rd and 22 pass to tight end Dunn, as Proctor drives them 63 yards in 11 plays, takes it in himself. What a huge pass play that was.
Oh, yeah. And defensively, you've just got to be terribly upset with you because you do such a good job on your 2 early downs and then give them the first down on 3rd and real long.
45.
1st and 10 for Mike Johnson and the struggling San Antonio offense. Johnson trying to get his passing game going, and there he is coming underneath to Lee Morris, number 86.
Now that type of throw is efficient as a running play. You know, it doesn't take much of a quarterback to complete that. He got back there, he had time. It's a little delay underneath, he drops it to him.
3 receivers are off to Johnson's right. He rolls in that direction. Fires complete again. This one to Hess. And a first down at the 45-yard line. So Billy Hess with the reception. One of those control receivers.
What they did was a real good job of getting the quarterback outside the pocket, and Hess did a great job of coming back for the football. He didn't sit there and wait for it. He went and got it.
Now Johnson looking to the left.
Screen.
Comes back to Garrett. And Garrett into Montreal territory. Reaches the 48-yard line, and Adam Bob making the stop.
That was the delayed screen to the wide receiver. They bring him in and then release the lineman out and throw the screen.
Working without the huddle. Closing minute here of the first half.
He's going to dash right. He's going to come back and now dash out of there. Here he comes.
He's still behind the line, but not now. And Johnson out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Savage, number 55, an outside linebacker, was in pursuit and pulled a hamstring when he tried to catch him. This was a dash, meaning you drop straight back and then go ahead and sprint out. Now watch him drop straight back. He's going to set up. Now he dashes outside lineman. This is a design play. He doesn't like what he sees downfield. Now follow Savage in the middle of your screen. Watch him pull up right there. He had a hamstring pull. Boy, that hurts when you do that.
Johnson has rushed for a lot more yards than he's passed for here in the first half.
Are you surprised?
Fine runner.
He is a good runner.
52 yards rushing and only 7 passing. Here he hits Williams, and a fine tackle by Terrell Austin holding on to his foot, the big tight end.
See,
the leading tight end receiver in the world there.
Now that was good coaching, very good coaching on the part of the offensive staff, because that was they blitzed all the inside linebackers and they went hot to the tight end.
Timeout, so we'll take a break.
Everyone.
Pylon.
No better way to face the day by minute.
You'll see that both linebackers were rushing up inside. The quarterback reads it. He goes hot to the tight end inside. Good coaching by the offensive coordinator, Tommy Lee. See, that's drilled. You teach him to do that within your pass system. Well executed.
Now on 2nd down and 3. With the penalty markers flying and the whistle blown as there was movement down there in the line.
False start, number 73 offense.
That's John Husby, and that is a costly 5-yard penalty. They are moving down into field goal range at least. They would have liked a touchdown here in the closing seconds of the first half if they can get it. Garrett and Hess are off to Johnson's left. Williams and Morris to his right. Johnson with good protection. Throws complete to the 5-yard line, and out of bounds is Lee Morris.
You'll see Lee Morris will come down, go into the post, and go to the corner as Williams comes out here to the flat to draw the coverage. See, now, there he goes in. Now he comes back out to the corner. Nice throw. Good protection. Throws it right where he has to. Outside and away from the receiver. Can't be done any better.
1 timeout remaining. 17 seconds. 4 wide receivers. Johnson will throw quickly. Hess with a diving try.
That was
and
a
it'll
pick.
be 2nd and goal.
He's going over and telling him. Right now, Steve Lofton is going over to complain that Steve Lofton, the right cornerback, he was picked off something vicious there.
Quentin Jones wound up in hot pursuit after Lofton got picked clean by Garrett.
Change your alignment. Spread right, 17-1 cross. On 1, ready.
See the pickup at the top of your screen right there.
A clear pick and a great try by Hess. Now it is 2nd and goal. Johnson firing high and deflected, incomplete. That was Terrell Austin who got a hand on the ball.
This is a long, go ahead. This is a long 3rd down play.
7 seconds. They have a timeout remaining to stop the clock to get the field goal team on the field if they misfire here. The only thing you don't want to do is throw that interception. And when you got a ball deflected like that in the end zone, it can get a little dangerous down here. That's Hess coming through the formation in motion. Johnson. Morris.
The thing the offensive line did for him this time is they picked up the linebackers blitzing inside. Danny Murray was coming up inside. They picked him up, gave him time to get to the receiver. Johnson's got to love that. He hasn't thrown many. He's thrown 6 on the year. That's his 7th.
You know, that ball was deflected as he released it. Gallery adds the extra point. So with 3 seconds left, San Antonio takes the lead 14-10. Mike Johnson comes alive on this drive, completing 6 of 8 for 61 yards. Watch now and see who deflects this ball.
57 is Danny Murray rushing in there. He's picked up nicely right there. Now he's getting a, oh no, it's number 90. It's Desmond Royal coming around from the backside. Maybe it wouldn't have been complete if
I don't think it would have been. I don't think the ball would have been caught if it hadn't been deflected. You can't tell for sure.
No, but I agree with you.
Coach Mike Riley, who played football for Bear Bryant in Alabama, then was a head coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for a couple of years, guiding them to a Grey Cup championship. Nice young man, bright coaching future here in the World League and wherever he elects to go after this. With the Riders ahead 14-10 and 3 seconds to go. Next week, we'll be coming to you on Saturday afternoon, not Sunday. Indy 500 is on Sunday, remember. So at 3 Eastern time, we'll be back in Raleigh-Durham. The Skyhawks against the Birmingham Fire. The Fire will need that one to perhaps wrap up a playoff spot as we come to the last week, which will be next week in the World League's inaugural season. Who would have thought that the European division at Montreal would have been the huge successes as far as crowds and television ratings are concerned, and the United States would have struggled? I would have never thought.
Yeah, in fact, the World League officials, all the people we met with in Orlando before the season got, they were concerned that the teams weren't going to be good enough over there, and that the teams here would be better, and they'd lose. They wouldn't be able to attract the interest in the other half.
Great story concerning television in Mexico. Apparently, they've been picking up the games somewhat illegally in Mexico, and I want you to know the ratings have been very good in Mexico City, much better than the U.S. We've got to get some rating books down there in Mexico.
We got to tell Mike Lynn.
Penalty flags come flying here with the final seconds ticking away. Coach Jacques Dussault and that staff done a fine job of turning on the crowd up in Montreal.
They're gonna have to kick it again.
We have a personal foul on the kicking team. After the play was over, it'll be 15 yards from the 20-yard line.
Can't end on a defensive penalty.
Exactly right.
Huh? No, it's too far.
We can see the personal foul on the bottom of the screen, the left-hand side here. There it gives us a smash, smash to the face right here. Can't see the number.
Well, the final 3 seconds for Montreal, and it does look like they're going to just kill the clock, doesn't it?
We saw that last week, remember?
Yeah, they fumbled in Frankfurt. So we're going to come back and show you some highlights of the London Monarchs. But before we do that, let's go down to Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, I'm with the coach, Mike Riley. Mike, tough sledding in the first half. Mike Johnson, your quarterback, really kept things alive with his scrambling ability, especially in that last scoring drive.
Well, that's one of the great threats that he offers us. You know, he has the ability, and there at the end, we were able to open things up a little bit, and he ran effectively. And it was good to score the points just before the half because they appeared to have done that.
Just maybe call his number a little more in the second half, quarterback draw, that kind of thing?
Well, we're going to try to open it up and make them defend the whole field. And I think with our sprint outs and bootlegs, we'll just need to do a little bit more of that. And that affords him an opportunity to move the defense around.
Good luck in the second half, Mike. Thanks
Mark.
for joining us. Back upstairs to Brent and Dick.
All right, Mark. Thank you. So a seesaw first half. San Antonio with a 14-10 lead. And we'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC station.
The World League of American Football is orchestrated by the beat of an international rhythm.
Shoot-Offense wird sehr viel gesprochen im Augenblick in der World League.
If we don't return it for a touchdown, we put the offensive on, you huddle up, and we're going ninja to the wide field. Ninja to the wide field. All right. Ninja to the wide field.
Here's Bell with a Statue of Liberty handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell fumbles. Now Mitchell's going to throw a pass. He's got a man wide open. He's got a 10-5 touchdown.
The World League of American Football. It's out of this world.
Monday, you're invited.
Halftime in San Antonio, and the Riders lead the Montreal Machine in the World League. 14-10 is our score. You know, if you handicap football games and you took a team from Europe and you said, we're going to have a road trip that's going to start off with our London team going all the way to San Antonio. Then the next week, let's take them up to New York. Then let's fly them out to Sacramento, and let's see what they can do with a trip like that. Wouldn't you say that the odds are pretty good that they're going to lose one of those three? Well, here were the Monarchs taking on Sacramento with Danny Lockett and the sack crew going to work. Virgil Robertson logging one of London's 8 sacks against the Surge last night. And Sacramento coach Kay Stevenson knew he was in for a long night. The Monarchs secondary showing no ill effects of all that jet travel. That was Corus Irvin nailing Mel Farr. And the Monarch fans traveled to California from London, and their man, Piccadilly Stan Gelbaugh, went to work. Here he is hitting John Horton on a touchdown strike. And Larry Kennan, who has done a fabulous job of putting this organization together. Jeff Alexander scored 3 times. The first one on this quick trap. It was a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, and the Monarchs never looked back. And Piccadilly Stan is now the leading candidate to be the MVP in the World League. For the Surge, they did have a bright spot. Carl Parker caught 11 passes for 136 yards. He now has scored in 6 consecutive games for the Surge. And when it was over, London had wrapped up a playoff spot easily, 45-21. They are still unbeaten, 3-0 on that long, tough road trip. And then they became the first earlier today to wrap up a division title as Barcelona lost in Spain to Frankfurt, Germany, 10-3 the final there. And now Frankfurt moves into a prime position to wrap up a playoff spot in Germany next week if they can beat Sacramento. So London at 9-0 with 1 game to go against Barcelona. And for Barcelona, they must hope that Frankfurt gets upset. We'll take a look at the entire playoff picture with Dick Vermeil and get his thoughts the first half, but they have taken a lead of 14-10. Now, taking a look at Montreal's position in the North American East as we look at the playoff picture, New York, New Jersey, they win out, they go in. Montreal can win, but they do need help along the way, and Orlando needs a whole lot of help. Dick Vermeil, what's your feeling now about the East? Which is the best team?
Well, New York is. I think they're the only playoff caliber team in that group. Now, they don't always play like a playoff caliber team, but when they do, they are.
Okay, let me ask you about the West as we take a look at that playoff picture right now. Birmingham and San Antonio tied, but Birmingham, of the two, controls its own destiny because they beat San Antonio 16-12. What's your feeling about these two teams?
Well, I think San Antonio, or one of them, is going to end up in the playoffs, but I don't think any of them are playoff caliber teams. I think there are better teams that won't end up in the playoffs because they're not in the right division.
I know one of them's going to make it, but which one do you like?
Well, I'd say San Antonio will because they're a little better on offense and not too bad on defense.
Okay. Now, the European division, and this is the one that has been the dominant one in the World League. London has already wrapped up the division title. Frankfurt with a big edge in the duel for the wild card spot. Your feeling, Dick, overall, can anybody beat London when we get to the playoffs?
No, not if they play up to their ability. They're a complete football team. They handle all the variables. The inside the 20, they handle the blitz pickup. They, in turn, do a good job of stopping you inside the 20. They stop you on 3rd and longs, and they rush the passer pretty well. I don't think anybody can beat them.
All right, there you have it. Dick Vermeil giving away the secret on June 9th. But you might want to come along and see. And now it's time to see what's new in the world of sports science and technology.
A look behind the scenes as sports and science converge, brought to you
by Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline. And by AT&T, the right choice.
A 4-point San Antonio lead as we get ready to start the second half. And, Dick, there are the numbers for the first half.
Well, you can see the machine right here has controlled the ball a little bit more. They just haven't scored as often, but it's very even. I think the turnover factor here in the second half is going to decide it along with the weather conditions. I don't know if Montreal is going to handle the heat as well.
Interestingly enough, Montreal chose the wind in the 4th quarter and not the ball. Montreal will kick it off, Nitmo, and it'll be San Antonio's ball. So the Riders will have the wind in the 3rd quarter.
Right, now that's not a bad decision. The only negative is you remember the team to score last at the end of the half was San Antonio. Had good momentum, and now if they come up and start this next series with a good scoring drive, boy, then you question yourself.
Andre Johnson awaits the kickoff. Again, keeping it on that fielded at the 14-yard line by Searcy. And he makes his way to the 33-yard line, where it'll be Mike Johnson. Johnson had an interesting first half. He didn't complete a pass until the scoring drive. Then he was 6 of 13 for 61 yards and the touchdown. He rushed for 52 yards in that first half and recorded 3 first downs. Ricky Blake, who did not play last week in Barcelona, appeared in the first half, and he is the lone running back now with 3 wide receivers, including Ronnie Williams, who split off the line to the left.
385. Set. Oh.
Here is Blake.
Good job by Royal.
As Desmond Royal, number 90, came across the line of scrimmage and wrapped him up.
Normally when a nose guard gets into a play inside out that quickly, Brent, that he was slanting on the snap in that direction.
Here we go.
Well, the Riders are without their starting center, Vitale, and Eddie Grant, number 65, is handling that position, and he had his hands full that time against Desmond Royal.
Desmond Royal is their best defensive lineman.
So 2nd down and 10. Johnson with time goes to Garrett, incomplete, and well defended at the 20-yard line by Steve Lofton.
Steve Lofton did a real nice job of running with him, you know, and he had to cover him for a long time, but he had him stride for stride all the way. Good position. He reaches high with his right arm, gets over the top, flips the ball. Nice job. Actually, I'm not so sure he even hit the football. Let's take another look and see if we can see. Here comes the ball down there. Boy, that was just out of the reach.
3rd and 10. Johnson throws to Williams high and intercepted. Picked off by Austin. Montreal ball on the turnover. The pass was high to tight end Ronnie Williams.
See, what he tried to do is he tried to get the ball down the seam in the 2-deep zone in between the 2 safeties. He laid it real soft. See the tight end breaking in behind there. He just threw it a little high and behind him, and there comes Terrell Austin, number 22, to pick it off. And that's his first interception of the year.
And the first turnover of this football game. So the kickoff gamble paid off here for Montreal as they get the ball back on a turnover. Now they have field position at the San Antonio 47-yard line. Mel Proctor out of Murray State is the machine quarterback, handing to Ricky Johnson, who picks his way to the 44-yard line before Anthony Cooney and Tim Walton wrap him up.
Go.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Machine. Cador and Cooper are the wide receivers. Sargent is the fullback. Katie Dunn, the tight end, shifts over to the left. Proctor under pressure. San Antonio tried to dive back in, but I believe Montreal, yes, they regained control of it.
They just cannot handle any kind of linebacker blitzing, stunning. You see the outside linebacker